Good morning and welcome to another Modswell video. I am your host Maxwell. I've been asked a bunch of times recently what load order I'm playing, and I will release it right now. Originally I had no plans to do this, as it's simply just one of my tester orders. I make these to try out new combat overhauls or setups on a feature that I want in my next build. I also wanted it to look nice, so the videos I made weren't low quality. Viewers, you asked for the order, so the order you shall have. First of all, this order was built to test out a set of mods for a Dark Souls order, which isn't this one, should be the next. I wanted to bring everything together on an order that I know works nice and smoothly. This way I can diagnose issues far easier. Hence, testing order. I highly advise something like this before changing to a more demanding or difficult setup. However, I couldn't just release some safe, boring, no thrills tester order, could I? No. So I've gone through to the many places people have asked me to release this, and I've used those dates to go back and work out what was in the video at the time of asking. This has actually been a really time consuming, but really fun thing to do. A nice game of visual recognition. Overall, I have pinned down what people like about this to a few things. Graphics, lighting, and movement, which makes a lot of sense really, given that I spent out on each of these departments to make my videos look good. I'm going to start with my characters, but don't worry, I'll give another cheaper option too, because you'll see. For their body mesh and textures, I've once again returned to the Fatherland series. The reasoning behind this is they simply suit what I'm after. I can nearly always create a decent looking character with these mods. The female body is using a UMP mesh, so naturally has a ton of support with other mods such as different skins or skivvies. Do other nations say skivvies? Underwear. Whilst these options are here, I rarely feel the need to take them up because Fatherland has you so well covered. That being said, there is a female skin texture called RUMP textures only, without body mesh. Bit of a mouthful, but damn do those skins look real. Fatherland Sons and Daughters are very easy mods to get working, and I highly recommend them for an easy time updating the looks for both playable characters and all of the NPCs. Fatherland, however, doesn't cover eyes, hair, brows, or beards, so I had to deal with these too. This is where you can save a ton of space, and I likely would have too had I known I was releasing this order. I've once again thrown down the beauty of Skyrim. This mod is absolutely insane. We are talking 15 female haircuts and 10 for men. These are replacers used in character creation and handed out to all of the NPCs with the exception of a few constant respawns like bandits and Forsworn. These hairs use assets from KS Hairdos and Apache Sky Hair, meaning on console, this is the only way to achieve a fully next-gen look on characters. We also get 21 new war paints, antlers for wood elves, eyebrows from the mod's brows, beards from beards, basically all the things required to make a good looking set of characters. But all these assets come at a pretty high cost of 1 GB. You could effectively save yourself well over a gigabyte by using something like Jarl's Complete Character Overhaul Lite. This is going to cover most of what I've mentioned in a really great way. This is usually a nice easy pick for me as a space saver, but there are so many ways to go with characters. I just felt like going all in this time. If you want help coming up with something a bit smaller, then please don't hesitate to ask in the comments section below. Lighting was again a choice to spend out. In-game, what I have going on looks and plays fantastic, but the translation in videos is probably not so great. I've been using the full Lux suite, with Via, Orbis and the main file. Again, I have spent out here to have what in my opinion is an S-tier lighting setup. Well, it's S-tier if you're into dark, eerie locations, which I completely am. I will be taking a step away from Lux after my next order to run some more cost-effective builds. I also fully appreciate that this isn't great for showing anything off inside, but every part of me wants to use it every time. It will be hard to let go of. Watching it still grow and improve is fantastic too, and apparently I talk about mods like they're my children. For anyone who kind of likes this look but wants something a little lighter to enjoy the dungeons in a bit more, then I recommend Inferno Fire Effects Light. This is a really great building block for any lighting overhaul, as it seems to somewhat mitigate light pop-ins and weird fades when using lighting mods. I've been able to get a really nice ELE based lighting setup because of this mod. I like to think I'm pretty good with my lighting builds, but I have to give it to my friend and Discord moderator Brim. This is a man who can spend nearly nothing on lighting and still make it look fantastic. RLO, ELE and Inferno. Who knew it would look so good? I guess he did. In my opinion, lighting is one of, if not the most important part of making your game look great. I rarely, if ever, receive messages about how something in game looks awful other than lighting. It is a cruel mistress, but once you have it going right, this will turn your game from lame and blah to an absolute masterpiece. The final most noticed part of my order was movement. I am hugely into my animations and think they are the crux of a good combat setup, much how lighting is to graphics. For my entire movement setup, I am using BBC AIO version 3. This is more than just animations and holds the key to a varied enjoyable game. BBC AIO happens to have the files for animated armory included, unfortunately without their custom animations due to a conflict with SkySA. Braka has stated he will be dropping this, which will see the file size go down considerably. Even still, this mod is kitted out with a ton of excellent features. The ultimate dodge mod with its new improved animations, script fixes and attack cancelling add-ons. This is giving a more fluid experience with UDM and ensuring people don't have a mid-roll madness. You know exactly what I mean. On top of this, we get fixes to the skating animation, retimed hit frames, fixes to blocking animations, as well as two-handed movement, magic, jumping and full combat animations. This mod improves the combat experience in a massive way. Motions feel decidedly more fluid and help a lot when trying to track enemies. I highly suggest pairing this with Leviathan two-handed high stance and Vanguard one-handed mid stance. As a combination, you'll find tracking and motion in combat becomes second nature. It almost feels like a lock-on mod after using it for a few days, because your ability to track with it far exceeds anything Skyrim gave to us. Beyond combat, I find this mod is actually helping me move around dungeons and the open world too. It feels more accurate and weighted. What's really surprising though is the inclusion of an almost jiggle mechanic. No, not like that, we know my channel isn't like that. I mean capes, bags and weapons will jiggle on your back as you're moving. From someone who plays in a third person perspective, this is something I have wanted for an awfully long time. I want to end on a mod that I've been asked about a whole bunch, even if I've only had it in for a short time. I am of course talking about enemy health indicators. This is a mod I've covered before. From the get-go I was a huge fan because I never play with a HUD. This means I can die to an action I wouldn't have taken if only I had more information. Enemy health indicators is going to help massively with this after its latest update. This is due to an evolution on the original system whereby enemies would have a cloud floating above their head with a colour designed to indicate their remaining health as a percentage. Fortunately, this has been updated to a flat health bar system that likely still only tells us based on a percentage of health, but this time it's far easier to read. Planning battle strategy is far easier with this mod downloaded, even if you do happen to use a HUD, purely because you can see all the health bars at once. There is one downside to enemy health indicators though, and it was seen in my last video. If you don't set up the mod when you first play with it, you will end up fighting smaller characters. Usually this isn't that noticeable, but if you're using something like Imperious or Lore Friendly Heights, then it will stand out more. Not to fear though, just open up the book that comes with it and go through the settings. The author has thought of everything. Before I do the whole wrapping it up thing, I want to announce for what, the 50th time in the video, that my next order will be based on Dark Souls. If you're a fan of the franchise and have anything you really want to see, then please let me know in the comment section. If there are any other orders or videos that you want to see, then again, please just let me know. I'm trying my best to get around to a list of orders people want to play. And now I'm going to call it. I have the entire order exactly how I loaded it in the description below, as well as a link to a spreadsheet with this and all my other orders in. As I know how much everyone loves links, I have thrown a few more down there as well. Should you want to join the Discord for assistance, or even to help others, there's a link. Should you want to do the same on Reddit, Well, there's a link to the Skyrim Xbox Mods subreddit there too. If this video has been helpful, then I would of course really appreciate those likes, comments and subscriptions. Those coupled with average watch time really help boost me through YouTube's algorithm, and that adds a whole bunch of new people to the crew, and I promise I'll never say crew again. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.